All right, Lost Canuck here. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for returning. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe and like button. So today we're going to make super awesome, yummy pork ribs. Okay, now these are baby back ribs. And if you stay tuned, I'll show you exactly how it's all made. Let's have some fun, make some ribs, and I'll see you right after the intro. So roll the intro. Hey, hola, namaste, privyet, ni hao, etc., etc. Lost Canuck here with you once more, having a good day. And today, it's all about baby back ribs. Baby back ribs, that's right. Anyways, so today we're gonna prep up some ribs, dry brine them overnight, and then put them on the pit tomorrow and smoke them. And I'll go through that all with you here in a minute. Just wanted to say thanks for my subscribers coming back. And to all my new viewers, welcome to the channel. So let's get started. Okay, first, there's a membrane on the back of the ribs that you have to pull off, or else they're really chewy when you bite them off the bone. So let's do that, step one. All right, so get your gloves. So I like to try and use a paper towel first, and if that fails, well, you just get a trusty butter knife and that'll help you pry up the membrane. But I would say it's like the butcher's got rid of this membrane already. Okay, so I went to a local butcher shop, and it appears that they've already pulled the membrane for me, which was extremely nice for them. But if you haven't pulled the membrane, pull it off, and it's makes it much more tender. Okay, so now we're gonna just trim up the ribs so that there's no little bits hanging. Okay, so that looks like a nice rack of ribs right there. Yeah, they've already, you can see now that I look closely, the membrane's been pulled. Just fat on here now. Okay, so that's done. And let's even this one up so that they sort of cook about the same rate. So we'll take this last bit of stuff here. Feel the bones. Okay. And just square it up so it's not all weird looking. Alright, now that they're trimmed, we're going to put a little bit of binder on the outside. I like to use a mustard. And then we're going to try two different rubs. And since I've got two full racks here, what I'm going to do is cut them in half. And then I'll have 4 half racks for my family, and we can all have a little bit. So on 2 of them, I'm going to try this Meat Church Honey Hog Rub. Doesn't have a lot of sugar, which is good for us diabetics that are watching. And then on the other 2, I'm going to try this Carolina Dry Rub Barbecue. Now this is from a local company here in Hudson, Wisconsin, called Croy Valley Spices and Sauces. Croy Valley, good stuff, good local company. I like them. And then this is Meat Church, so they're always good. So let's put the binder on. Just a little bit of mustard. You don't have to go too crazy. You know, just enough to make the rub stick, something like that. And then you just go all over the surface and rub it on here, like that. Okay, and we're gonna do the front and back. Since the butcher was so kind to take the membrane off for me. Normally the ribs that I go to Costco and get, they come in a 3-pack. They still have the membrane on the back, so those have to be pulled, but this one was already pulled. All right, so we'll do the back now. All right, so I'm using my Drip Easy prep board and cutting board and tub. It just kind of keeps the mess off the counter. I'll put a link for that item in the comments below if you're interested in what I'm talking about. All right, now that we got our binder on, I'm going to cut the ribs in half, and I like to have the bones up so you can see what you're doing. Okay, so now that we got our oops, this one didn't want to let go. There we go. Okay, so now that we got our half racks, let's spice them up and get them ready for dry brine. All right, so now that we got them cut apart, let's put this honey hog on the one. You don't have to be scared about using a lot. Okay, that looks pretty good. And again, I like to pat it into the meat so it sticks on here. There. All right, we're all dry brined. We're gonna pull the covers up and put this in the fridge and let it sit overnight. And I'll see you back on the pit tomorrow morning. We'll just flip our edges up like this. Put the lid on and it goes in the fridge, and I'll see you at the pit tomorrow right around noon. Take care, see you then. Hey, Lost Canuck here on a cold, blustery day here in Wisconsin, coming at you live and in person from Hudson. It hasn't snowed here yet, but it's supposed to tonight. So look, we're gonna throw the baby back ribs on my Blazn Grand Slam grill, and hey, look, for all you Louisiana Grills fans out there, my next cook will be on the Founders Premiere. So, but I like the way this thing, especially when it's cold and windy, holds temp, and it's a nice little grill to cook on. So we're gonna throw the baby backs on. Now, on this method, a lot of people, do 3-2-1 or 4-1-1 or whatever. What I like to do, okay, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but what I like to do is I like to put the ribs on low. I have it set at 200, low and slow, so they cook a little longer. So I'll check in about 4 hours on the bark and on how the flex is doing. And then I like to wrap them at least for an hour with some sauce and some ghee, and then I like to tack them up at the end. So that's kind of the plan. And as you know, plans go awry sometimes. But okay, and then when I put these on, what I like to do is lay them on and then just push them, scrunch them a little bit like this, so that when they cook, they relax, and there's a little bit more meat on the outside of the bone. You don't have to do that. It's just a fun thing that I like to do. All right, so we're gonna spritz these every 30 minutes, and I've got some new stuff called hogwash I'm gonna try. And so we'll spritz them every 30 minutes, so I'll see you back here in 30 to do some spritzing. All right, let's close this up. It's losing lots of heat. And I'll see you in 30. All right, so it's been 30 minutes and I'm back. I'm getting ready to spritz. I'm gonna try this new hogwash meat sweats, and I'll let you know at the end of the video what I think of this stuff. It's basically the same stuff that I make, but you could buy this at Anderson Barbecue Supply. I'll put the link in the video down below. It's my local barbecue supply place where I get all my stuff. So I thought I'd give this stuff a shot. It's a veteran-owned business, so even better. So let's give her a spritz and then close it back up and keep going. Now, when you're spritzing this, just get the surface wet. You don't want all your rub to wash off. There we go. And I'm not sure if you can see this on the video, but I'm testing my new RFX ambient probe inside. And so from what I've seen is this pit's off maybe 5 degrees, which is pretty good, because the pit probe is up here, you know, up higher on the wall, and I've got it right in the dead center where the food is, so pretty decent. Anyways, and you can see it's smoking pretty good, and I'll see you in another 30. Hey, I'm back at the pit. I've been spritzing every 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. This little thing's just smoking away. I don't know if you can see the smoke coming out of here, but it's been smoking at 200 for a little over 4 hours. Just going to do a quick temperature probe on some of the ribs, but I know they've been looking pretty good. They got that mahogany color, and I turned them over earlier just to. So we're going to take them off and wrap them. Meat here. So 165. So it's not going to kill anybody. 162. All right. So for the next phase of our cook, we're going to wrap. I like to wrap mine. Some people don't. I like to. Wrap them with a little barbecue sauce, some ghee, and put them back on for a little over an hour or so, and then we'll take them off, tack up the sauce, and they should be super yummy. So let's grab them and bring them inside to wrap. Starting to really get that nice, I don't know if you can see it, that mahogany color. They look fantastic. All right, so we've got our butcher paper, or pink paper, or peach paper, depends on what part of the country you live in. So I'm going to take this, it's ghee, and those of you who live in the Indian subcontinent area know exactly what this is. But those of you who don't, I get it at Costco. It's just clarified butter, fancy clarified butter. So it just makes things nice and tender. I'll put a scoop of that on the paper. All right. Some people use tallow, some people use oil. I use ghee. All right, then I'll put meat down onto the ghee. All right. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this, I like this Lily's Carolina style sauce. This one happens to be sugar-free. You don't have to get sugar-free, but like I said before, I'm diabetic, so that's what and it's thin, so just make sure you cover it nicely. If you get some on the paper, no problem. All right, so we're going to wrap these up nicely in the paper. And as you can see, when it comes time to wrap gifts, I'm pretty bad. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so we're going to put these back on the pit for about an hour, and I'll probe them. I'll turn the temperature up to about 250, and then we'll finish them off unwrapped around 275. That's the way I kind of like to do it. So I'll see you back out at the pit. All right, so we're back at the pit, and just going to put these meat side down, or bone side up, you know what I mean, the curved down. But she's wrapped up in butcher paper, and I'm going to set it up to 250, and we're going to smoke away. There. All right, well, I'm going to check back on these in about an hour or so and see how we're doing. See you in an hour. All right, we're back here at the pit. Wrapped ribs. It's been a little over an hour, about an hour and 15. I'm going to pull them off, unwrap them, stick them back on for about 45 minutes just to tack up the surface, build the bark back up, and then we'll be all done. So we've been running it at a higher temperature, 250 for the hour and 15. And I'm going to just unwrap them, put them on the tray, and then put them back onto the grill. Alright, so I'm going to let the bark build back on. They've absorbed the ghee and the sauce, and they look great. I'm going to turn them up to 275. You can see there's a bit of pullback on the bones already. I'm going to leave them on for about another hour, and they should be perfect. Hi, Lost Canuck here, back out at the grill, and things look really nice. The bark looks great. Things have tacked up nicely. Just going to do a quick, oh yeah, 200. So let these, I'm going to put these in a foil pan, cover them, and then let them rest for 10 minutes. So as you can see, there's a bit of pullback on these. Nice color. And they're very pliable, so that's, you can see them bend. That looks good. The color and bark looks great. Let's bring them in and we'll let them rest for a few minutes and then we'll eat them. See you in a bit. Alright, and as per usual, I'm going to turn my grill back down to 160 and burn off everything in the pot, and then all will be well. Alright, well, we're back upstairs in the barbecue lab, and we took our ribs off. Everybody knows what the temperatures are. So I'm just going to use this foil tray and let them rest for about 10-15 minutes. And then we'll cut them up and we'll dig into them and see if they're any good. Alright, so our resting period is over. Let them go for, it was about 10 minutes. The family can't wait anymore to eat, so let's, oh yeah, we've got some good flex. Nice. Let's cut up a couple racks and see what we got. So, I like to cut them bone side up so I can see what I'm doing. And it's cutting like butter. So, and let's take a look inside. Oh yeah, looks great. Nice smoke ring. Nice bark. Meat. I don't know if you can see my finger, but it's nice and soft. So let's do a taste test. Now it pulls off the bone pretty clean, but you want it sliding off the bone because then they'd be overcooked. But these are cooked just right. Nice smoke ring. Tasty. Good bark. To recap, how we did it was we went low and slow. 200 degrees for about 4.5 hours with spritzing every 30 to 45 minutes. And then we temp probed them, and they all were about 175, 180. We pulled them, wrapped them with the ghee and the sauce, put them back on the grill for about an hour and a half. I unwrapped them, took a look at them, and then we set the bark, which is what we just did. And oh, the temperature for that was 250. And then for the final hour, actually it was only 45 minutes, I brought it up to 275 to set the bark. So, and they're very tasty, yummy. So look, if you liked how I did this, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. And again, thanks for watching. Appreciate you coming back. It really helps me, helps my channel, especially with the likes. And I'll put some of the equipment down in the section below, so you know where to buy some of this stuff. I used that hogwash spray. Now, you know, it was okay. It was nothing wrong with it. I like to make my own, so I think next time I'll just stick with the homemade stuff. But look, if you're not sure how to make it or you don't want to do it, go with that spray. And again, that'll be down in the So, thanks for watching. Leave me some comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.